Hello everybody and welcome to our YouTube channel The Middle Path, the path which leads to liberation. In this video I'm going to tell you about the little known facts about the great humanist who is also known as the symbol of knowledge. It is due to him that I came to be considered as human being. Can you guess who that person is? Yes, you guessed right. He is Dr. B.R.Ambedkar. I dedicate this video to him. It is his Mahaparinibban day. Ambedkar was a human rescuer. He rescued all of us. To know why, stay tuned till the end. I will now give a brief introduction about the eminent scholar, Dr. Ambedkar. How much do you think a person can study in an average lifespan? Dr. B.R.Ambedkar was master in 64 subjects. He had 4 doctoral degrees. He knew more than 9 Indian languages including Sanskrit. He also knew many other European languages. Dr. Ambedkar was an economist, a sociologist, an anthropologist, a jurist. He was the first law minister of post-independent India. He was the chief architect of the Indian Constitution. He was also an educationalist, a social reformer, and a politician. So he was multi-talented and his knowledge was equal to more than 10 universities. He was the most educated person of his time. I will now address the most important contributions of Babasaheb to our society. He fought against social evils and fought for the human rights. Dr. Ambedkar led the world's first Satyagraha. Ambedkar led this Satyagraha not just for right to drink water, not just for human rights, but for the reconstruction of the society to eradicate the feudal inequality. He did it for a new society based on equality, liberty, and fraternity. This was the foundational struggle to annihilate caste and also a movement for water. Before this movement, a dog had the right to drink water, but humans were denied the basic human rights. The majority of Hindus were treated as slaves. The Choudars consisted the majority population and they were denied the social, economic and political rights. They literally had no civil rights. The day of Mahad Satyagraha is even today remembered as Social Empowerment Day. People pray to God whenever they are in trouble, but in this case, no God ever tried to give rights to the Shudras. None came to rescue them from all these inhumane practices. Thus, Dr. Ambedkar drank water from the Choudar lake and started a revolution. Another major event I would like to mention about was on 25th December 1927 when Babasaheb burned the Manusmriti publicly. Manusmriti, also known as the Hindu law or the Dharma Shastra, gave inhumane treatment to both women and the Shudras. This law was prevailing for so long and this caused sufferings for so many generations. Female, that is the half of the population, were denied the basic human rights. They didn't have right to equality, neither freedom of thought or speech. So Manusmriti was derogatory for both women and Shudras in the progressive India. Thus, Dr. Ambedkar burnt Manusmriti publicly for the sake of humanity, women's rights and emancipation. He burnt Manusmriti to bury Brahmanism, sati, child marriage and so many other evil practices. The next one is Hindu Code Bill. How often do we remember Dr. B.R. Ambedkar when it comes to the issues of women empowerment? Dr. Ambedkar quotes, "I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved." Dr. Ambedkar fought for the Hindu Code Bill to be passed for 3 years, which gave important rights to the women. He remarked that his work, Hindu Code Bill, would be as important as his work, Constitution itself. He resigned from his designation of the law minister as the Hindu Code Bill was withdrawn. There were many other reasons for him to resign, like the Foreign Affairs and the OBC Commission was not formed. The purpose of this bill was to elevate the social status of women and give due rights and to abrogate the social disparities and the gender inequalities and the caste inequalities. The purpose of this bill was to bring in the gender equality. He challenged the deep-rooted patriarchal foundations of the Indian society. This bill mainly focused on right to property for women, right to divorce. Widows and divorcees were given the right to remarry. Adoption and intercaste marriage would be permitted. Polygamy was outlawed, but Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, a staunch supporter of women equality, not only opposed casteism but also fought against sexism. He opposed and fought against the Brahminical patriarchy that existed in Indian society. I feel he was a great feminist and an alpha man. He fought for the welfare of everybody. All women, irrespective of their caste, were treated as slaves. They neither got the right to education nor got the right to property. It was only after 26th January 1950 the Constitution came into existence, and then we all got our civil rights, the right to equality, right to education, freedom of speech, and so many other civil rights. He had also outlawed the untouchability. He brought in reservations for the social equality of the oppressed class. Like we all know, till the British came, Shudras and the women did not have the right to education. There were 85% of illiterates in India in the year 1950. Now, after the Constitution of India, 77% of the population in India is literate. For more than 2000 years, only Brahmins had the right to education, only Kshatriyas had the right to administration, only Vaishyas had the right to property or business. Not a single god tried to give us the basic human rights. Not a single god was worried about our water, food, shelter, education, scholarship, etc. It was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar who gave us the greatest constitution. He took 2 years, 11 months and 17 days to draft the constitution for independent India. In his last stages of life, he converted into Buddhism. Why do you think he converted only to Buddhism over all the other religions? Dr. Ambedkar had studied all the religions. He renounced Hinduism as Hinduism dehumanized the majority of the Hindus from the lower castes. They didn't even get the status of human being. They were denied all the basic human rights. The ideology of Hinduism is nothing but the graded inequality, that is, the caste system. Superstition is abundant in Hinduism. Buddhism, on the other hand, was based on the values of morality, ethics, and aimed for human liberation. The main aim of Dharma, or the purpose of Dhamma, was to liberate a human being from all the sufferings, to end all sufferings, and to achieve peace in life. Buddha's Dhamma is about universal truth. It is modern, scientific, rational, and contemporary. It makes us think and live by reason. Buddha Dhamma is not infallible. It has no blind belief, it has no superstition, it has no rituals. So it is based on reasoning and experience. There is no concept of the soul. There is this concept of anatta or the anatma. There is no soul, there is no immortal soul. The nirvana in Buddhism means extinction. That means that there is no rebirth, there is no punarjanma. Buddha Dhamma does not have any god. It has instead the morality. The fundamental principle of Buddha Dhamma is equality and compassion to all living creatures. Dr. Ambedkar quotes, "I like the religion which teaches equality, liberty, and fraternity." Being born as a Hindu was not in his hand, but he wouldn't die as a Hindu. And so he converted into Buddhism. Dr. Ambedkar was a man of great character. His birthday is celebrated as World Equality Day. Dr. Ambedkar is not understood properly. He had the vision of social change and wanted to create a society based on equality, liberty, and fraternity. But normally, people confine him to a leader of Dalits. Ambedkar was a rationalist, secular-minded, and a humanist thinker. He fought for the self-respect and fought against all the social evils. After Asoka the Great and Chandragupta Maurya, it was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar who reunited India once again. Dr. Ambedkar is the greatest Indian ever and a champion of human rights. And we are because he was. We all need to get ourselves educated about our history. Dr. Ambedkar quotes, "They cannot make history who forget history." So it is really important for us to know what is our history and who we are. Ambedkar's ideology is scientific. There was no generalization without evidence. He had examples for whatever he said, and his research was scholarly. Dr. Ambedkar quotes that history of India is nothing but the battle between Buddhism and Brahmanism. The purpose of this video is not only to cherish the memory of the greatest humanist, but is also to implement and follow his teachings and ideology in our daily lives. As Dr. Ambedkar quotes, "Cultivation of mind should be the ultimate aim of human existence." So, knowledge is power. And I hope you all got tons of values from this video. Please give a thumbs up if you like this video, and if you want to support my work, please hit the red subscribe button and the bell icon so that you don't miss a video.